Hail the Barbarian Horde! I'm Joe, here with me is my co-host Stan.
Hello and greetings.
And we're back, this time with another Kull movie video. And this time, we're going to be discussing the succession crisis of the movie. And it's an interesting one. Kull is offered the crown by Borna. Because, Tu wanders into the hall and says, well, okay. So, the king is dead. The Emperor of Valusia is dead. We must have a ruler. Who is it to be? Well, you have Borna's cousin who's like, yay, my cousins are dead. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, anyways, the crown, please. And I can't help but wonder if maybe he put the idea in Borna's head. To kill Borna's nephews. Sons, I mean. I wonder if it was him. I don't trust him. He's a weasel. And, of course, you then have Taligaro who goes, the crown, Kull, give it to me. And Kull looks like, okay, maybe I do give it. Uncertain of what the hell's going on because everything's moving too quickly for him. Which happens, and Kull is also probably thinking, I don't really want to die for the crime of regicide. It wouldn't be fun. And Valusia, if it's anything like Rome, could probably be pretty cruel at times. So he's in a very uncomfortable position. And he's got to figure out what to do. And Taligaro's hungry for the crown and saying, give it to me. Give it to me. It's my birthright. Okay. But then you got another cousin. So naturally, Kull's kind of like, hold on, what? Tu wanders in and just goes, okay, hold on. If anyone's going to help decide it, it's going to be the eunuchs, the priests, and the other administrative members of society. Of course, you have a lot of the, you have the Black Dragons and Taligaro going, right. And you have a lot of mercenaries there. You got to remember, the mercenaries at the beginning of the film are also there. So you have the mercenaries, you have the army, and you have the royal guard, all there. And you have the nobility there, and you have Tu and his bureaucrats there. Swords are going to win out here, but it's a question of whose swords. And it's at this point, Borna actually intervenes. And this is where I actually don't think the story fully works in the movie to an extent. Like, it does, but it doesn't. It would work better with the Snake Men. The reason I say this is that the way Borna then says, all right, I will choose my successor, because he suddenly reveals that he's still alive. He's only partially dead. Not completely dead yet.
He's almost dead.
Yeah, thereabouts. And he offers the crown to Kull and nominates him as heir, adopting him. Okay, so he adopts Kull with his last breath. Here's the thing. If there was the Snake Man running around, what did he just do to Kull? Put a target on his head, right? And may have doomed him to have to serve the Snake Man for all eternity as far as he knows. So it's a pretty awful thing to do. But in the context of this movie, it's just a show of Borna's insanity, which is fine. But it's even more wicked if he was to say, well, I know what's coming for you. Here's the crown if you can keep it. But in the context of just a movie without the Snake Man and whatnot, it's still not exactly generous because you have a nobility that are psychopathic. And Kull is kind of shaken, but it's kind of like, ooh, yeah, it's good to be the king. Till it isn't. Because Valusia's crown is kind of garbage. It's not a good crown. I wouldn't want it. Conan had an easier time keeping his crown in some ways. In some ways. But in other ways, no. But it's not Conan's fault that he's basically the inheritor of a crown at the end of a 100 Years' War type conflict between Numidia and Aquilonia.
It's like the only person who wants to see the Empire run smoothly and the change in rulership smoothly is like Tu.
Yeah, it is him, because he has a vested interest in the Empire. He loves the Empire.
And he's the only one that's thinking rationally.
Because everybody else wants the crown. But the minute... Remember, Tu says, all right, That's it. I support the new king of Valusia. Okay, hail King Kull. You then have the mercenaries who are pleased to have a mercenary on the front, so they immediately hail him. You have whatever other guards are there going, well, it is what Borna wanted. So that leaves the Black Dragons kind of isolated. And you have a few of them who declare. So Taligaro, what I love about this scene is Taligaro's then kind of glancing around going, shoot! I've been outmaneuvered. No, like, I cannot actually resist. And of course, it's either that or he champion... Well, he has to also put up with his cousin's claim, which he's not prepared to do. So he's basically going, okay, fine, I surrender. He's like, you can see the rage in his eyes as he goes, I too recognize you as my king, or something to that effect. And it's like, oof, that man's got he's about blood vengeance. Like, he has a blood feud now with Kull. It's personal. And yet to Kull, it's just business right now. Like, this is the worst day of Taligaro's life. But for Kull, it's probably like Tuesday. I'm joking. Sorry, Street Fighter reference. Actually, it's not Tuesday. It is an important day for Kull. He's now king. And of course, for the one cousin, it's also a really bad day. But I bet he's had worse. He's related to Borna. But, yeah.
And it's funny how the cousin only comes out now that everything's done. Rather...
He was spying.
Yeah.
But that's why I wonder if maybe he set it up. If he suggested to Borna that Borna's own sons were scheming against Borna.
Because he has a vested interest. Because after his cousins...
He's next in line.
Exactly.
And then it's Taligaro. So him and Taligaro have an alliance, but it's going to come down to Prissy Boy dying. It is...
Because Taligaro's stronger than him.
And there's a reason Borna decides Kull's my heir. Take the crown if you can keep it. But it's also him deciding to have vengeance against his own bloodline. But this is also why I like the comic books of Kull, where Kull takes for a wife Borna's own daughter. And it's a bit of the bloodline survives through Kull and Igraine. And it's an interesting choice. Not to mention she's a hot redhead, so of course I support that. But the thing is, you have Kull, who then goes on to greet the harem, which, what I like is that you actually have one of the harem members who thanks Kull for avenging her son. That's monstrous. Because, Dan, the man she gave herself to, whom she mothered a child for, he murdered his own child. And, in the novel, they expanded a little on the scene. And the thing is, she genuinely loved her, 11-year-old boy. And Kull himself is shaken by her grasping his hand and thanking him. She does not ask if he wants to have a child with her. She's just in tears thanking him for avenging her child. And Kull's kind of like, oh my gosh, poor woman. No, he's shaken and horrified by what's been done to her. And I think he considers visiting her later. And he's like, well, maybe I'll visit her. Because he's like, well, if she's this upset about her son's death, will she actually be interested in... is she there for the money and whatnot? Not entirely. So there is that consideration. But, he then gets his eye on the one bland chick who has no personality because he likes his... I guess his pillow. Because, come on, isn't she like an anime pillow or whatever? You know what I mean? Like a body pillow? That's what it's called. Body pillow. I'll admit, the actress is hot, but, in a robotic, emotionless way. In the same way that the Terminator, when he was stripped of his flesh, was hot. Joke. I couldn't resist that joke.
Alright, enough about Bender.
Yeah, the thing is, I would like this chick, but I'm not a robosexual. So, yeah. Although she does have a great scene where she disrobes later in the movie. But even then, it's you're not Tira Carrera. But, at least Tira Carrera is having fun with her role. What's this actress's problem? She was not a good fit. They should have just recast. I know they were under pressure because, they were getting close to the release date, but
They should have gone with the one mother. that buried her child.
Or just Borna's daughter, or I don't know, Red Sonja, or literally anyone. Like,
it could be Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Drag, and that'd be better.
Probably, because this woman cannot act. Like, where was Catherine Zeta-Jones or something while this movie was being produced? Oh, right, with Zorro. Damn you, Zorro!
For having great taste.
But, like, seriously, I don't mind the character as a concept, but the actress has no personality.
The delivery fell flat.
They should have also brought in Brawl. Where the hell is Brawl?
Yeah.
I want the Spear Slayer. But anyways, yeah, enough of our fussing. But the succession scene, really well done. Really interesting scene.
All of the major actors in the scene really
sold it.
Yeah.
Like the Taligaro actor is the same one from Karate Kid 3 who plays Terry Silver. Yeah, he's a good actor. Kevin Sorbo's a good actor. Even the nephews are played by a very good actor. 2's actor is really good. Like, everything is spot on. This is how you make a movie. This is a great scene. So yeah, tell us what you think. Don't forget to smash that like and that subscribe button, because let's get to 300 subs, because, yeah, goals and all. Then we get a crown. You know, Borna's Crown of Valusia. I'm joking. So until next time, take care.